Hey guys, this is Rose Buckley, your friendly Maryland home inspector, and I am here on my morning inspection in Hagerstown, and I wanted to talk to you guys because January is Radon Awareness Month, and I know that I've talked about radon before on this Facebook page, but I just wanted to kind of go over it with you and let you guys know what it is and a little bit about the system right here that you see behind me in this home. So radon is a naturally occurring gas that comes from the rocks that are in the ground underneath our houses, and so each individual house has a different radon level. So even if your neighbor has really high levels, that doesn't mean that your house does, or vice versa. So you have to get your individual house tested. Now, if you have a big rock under your house that has that contains uranium, it's contained in the ground, so that radioactive material is not going to really bother you. As it breaks down on its breakdown chain, it turns into many different things, thorium and so on and so forth. As it hits radon, which is 7th or 8th on the breakdown chain, it turns into a gas and it's released from the rock. It makes its way through the soil and up through the gaps and cracks in your houses to come into the house itself. And once it's in the house, it kind of dissipates in the air within your house. And now radon stays radon for about 3.8 days. And so after that 3.8 days, it switches over magically to the next thing, which is polonium-218. And so polonium-218 is a solid. So after the radons come into the house and dissipated in the air, when it switches over to the next thing, a solid, it turns into polonium-218 dust that floats around your house. It's when we breathe that dust in, that's what gives us lung cancer. So we measure how much radon we have to see how much polonium dust particles we have in our house that are dangerous to our health. So a lot of times if you have high levels of radon, you'll put in a radon mitigation system to prevent the radon from coming in the first place. They'll seal the gaps and cracks in the floor, and then they'll put a system like this in. So there are two different types of systems. There's a passive and an active. So as you can see, it's a pipe that kind of goes into the ground. Now the radon will come up, hit the foundation floor, not be able to go anywhere, and it'll migrate into that pipe and go up and above the roof. That's a passive system. This particular one is an active system, and I know that because it has a little meter here. It's a bit loud in there, so I'm gonna go in there in just a second, so I'll finish explaining it first. So there is a fan up in the attic that is actually actively sucking the radon out from underneath the foundation, and it's creating a negative pressure. Imagine putting a vacuum, you can feel that negative pressure. So there's a little gauge here that indicates if it's working. So let's walk in there and I'll show it to you. Okay. So here, as you can see, they are the two sides of it, of the U, are on different levels. That indicates that it is properly working, that there is negative pressure that is being created. So that gives me a clue that not only is the fan working, but also because negative pressure is being created, there's likely no gaps or cracks in the floor. So the radon system is working. I'm really happy about that. Radon mitigation systems, the cost of them can vary depending on the size of the house, the location where you are, but in the Maryland area, because radon is so prevalent, it's actually a little bit cheaper because the companies have a lot more work in order to make up for the lack of work when they would have to charge more. So that is a little bit about radon. I hope you guys learned a little bit today. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.